Hello, my name is Mr. Dennis Gialancy. I'm here to talk to you about a product which I've invented called the GiaVisor, which will be utilised in greyhound racing. Over the next few minutes, I'm endeavouring to show you people on how to apply the actual GiaVisor to the greyhound racing muzzle. What I have in front of me is a sample of the product which has been adapted to a muzzle which is utilised within greyhound racing within Australia and New Zealand. The product which I'm showing you here at the moment is a product which has been utilised quite a few times, and what I'd like to do is show you how to apply this actual GiaVisor upon the greyhound racing muzzle. Hopefully the usage of the GiaVisor will be something that you trainers will look upon in the future as an asset that can be utilised for greyhounds which do not like to race through sand and grit. From a human's perspective, if you were to be throwing sand and grit upon your eyes, you would find that it would affect you. Greyhounds are no different than ours. Their eyes are pretty similar and all that. What we're looking to do is not make this where you have to race your greyhound with the actual product itself, but it's like a gear change similar to a horse racing where they utilise blinkers, tongue ties, winkers and stuff like that. The argument is with a fast dog, good box dog and all that, that you may not need to utilise the actual visor upon that because that greyhound will not have much sand and grit coming upon it. But then it comes down to when your dog does get into a final, and if you miss the kick, that's when you want the visor more than anything. And when it really counts, that's why we're hoping that people would look to utilise the visor more often on the actual greyhounds. That way, what we're trying to do is make it where you switch the dog on, you give it its mindset that when it has the visor on, it's time to race. This is the real deal stuff, that when you put it on, it switches the dog on. If you utilise it the right way and introduce the greyhound to it the right way and be smart about it, you'll find that it will make a difference. I'm now going to demonstrate how the product is put upon a greyhound racing muzzle. The visor that we're going to utilise today is of a large size. We have three different sizes. Small is a white visor, medium is a black visor, large, which I have in my hand here at the moment, is a beige colour. What I'm endeavouring to do now is show you the application upon the actual muzzle itself. Here we have the standard wire muzzle which is utilised within greyhound racing. When applying the visor to the actual muzzle itself, always handle the visor upon the Velcro, thus eliminating fingerprints which do come up on the actual plastic visor itself. So try to always utilise and handle the product on the Velcro itself. When applying the actual GiaVisor, it's important that the writing of the GiaVisor is on the outside and the smaller side of the actual GiaVisor is tapered towards the nose strap and the larger size is up towards the eyes. When putting the GiaVisor upon the actual muzzle itself, it's very important to sit it on the top rail, approximately about 10 to 15 millimeters back from the nose strap. This here will give you an indicator on where the actual vertical wire is, where you must cut a 90-degree angle cut to allow the visor to be applied on the actual muzzle itself. This process will happen on one side and then the other side, which I'm going to show you right now. An allowance of 10 to 15 millimeters from the nose strap is required, thus keeping the actual visor on going past below the actual strap itself. When we sit the actual visor on the top rail at 90 degrees, you look to where the wire is there is to put a mark, and then directly above it is another mark. This here will be where you'll end up cutting across there. The process then will happen on the other side, where you to allow that to go up. Once again, keep your fingers upon the actual Velcro itself so you're not marking the visor. Allow 10 to 15 mil, identical to what the measurement was on that side. You allow the same there. Once again, sitting on the top rail, we're to mark the actual indicator at the low part and then 90 degrees above that. Okay. Once the indicators have been marked, the idea is to open up the actual Velcro only on one side to start off with. As you'll see, you have your markers there. You to then get your scissors and cut down that line of those markers. Take it back virtually pretty close to where the Velcro is on the inside, and repeat that process as indicated with the two markers on this side. Is to open it up on the side of the actual GiaVisor itself. The two markers on this side are there, and to cut straight down. Thus, doing this is going to allow the GiaVisor itself to strap around the wire muzzle, or in case if you're using a nylon, it can be utilised the same way. Here's an angle of it, showing you the 90-degree cuts which have been put upon the visor itself. Now I'm going to show you on how to apply it to the actual visor, the visor upon the muzzle itself. What you're to do is sit it on the horizontal rail of the muzzle, whip that around like that, being sure that it's holding on the actual rail itself, it's on top of the rail, and then you do that. Once again, keep your fingers upon the actual Velcro itself. What we're looking to do there is just getting in position at the moment, then do it the same on the other side now, and then we'll push it in neater from there. So once again, we're looking to whip that around, sitting it on the top rail, bringing the Velcro up to the corner there. Once again, sitting it on the top rail, putting it roughly or pretty close to the mark on where it's required, and then inside, what you're to do is put your fingers and push the Velcro in an upward position where it's still sitting on the actual top rail, and then you go like that. Reverse it there, see how it's just only been pushed in a little bit. You then push it on an upward spiral, and once again, where it's comfortable with yourself on the actual Velcro itself, and then it sits on like that. This now is the finished product of it all. That there, the actual visor will come just past the nose strap itself, and then the same process will be happening on the other side. As described to you before, the shorter side of the product is to be around where the nose strap is. GiaVisor is to be on the outside of it. This here is just giving you an angle of it from the front view, from the other side view, and from the rear view.